Finding companionship without compromise. The new way to love. What if the best love story of your life doesn't begin until after 60? For decades, most people were taught the same romantic formula. Fall in love, build a life together, merge everything, finances, habits, households. But what happens when you're older, wiser, and no longer interested in giving up parts of yourself just to be half of a couple? Nowadays, everything is changed. Older adults are rewriting the rules of connection. They're forming relationships that don't fit the old mold, but feel more genuine, more respectful, and more emotionally fulfilling than anything they had in their 30 seconds or 40 seconds. After 60, we begin to realize that love doesn't have to come with compromise. Welcome back to my channel. It's Vernon again. In the next few minutes, we'll walk through what makes this new kind of love different, why it works, and how to open yourself up to it. Whether you've been single for decades, recently widowed, or just quietly wondering if love might still be waiting for you. If this resonates with you, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel so you never miss a new conversation on love and life after 60. Let's explore what it means to find a partnership after 60 that honors both who you are and who you want to become. Number 1. The loneliness no one talks about. As we age, loneliness can creep in quietly, often in ways that are harder to notice or talk about. It's not the kind of loneliness that comes from being physically alone, but rather the deep, internal solitude that can emerge even when surrounded by people. After 60, many of us have already experienced the loss of friends, loved ones, and even partners. The people we once leaned on may no longer be around, and the world we once knew has changed in ways that feel distant, almost foreign. This loneliness is different from the youthful solitude we once felt. It's not about missing out on social gatherings or being left behind. It's about feeling like you no longer fit in, like the life you've built and the relationships you've formed have suddenly become distant echoes. You might be surrounded by family, perhaps even with a partner, but still feel an emptiness that's hard to describe. It's the realization that even though you're not truly alone, you're still missing something: connection on a deeper level. The kind of companionship that fills the spaces within you that have been left unspoken for years. What makes this loneliness so hard is that no one talks about it. It's not the loneliness of old age we expect to hear about, the kind of loneliness we associate with the elderly or isolated people. This one is more insidious. It's the quiet ache of losing touch with the world around you, the absence of deep, meaningful connections that once made you feel whole. And yet, in that very loneliness, there's an opportunity, the chance to find companionship that truly understands your experience, that doesn't try to fix you, but simply shares in the journey with you. But first, we must recognize this loneliness for what it is. And in doing so, we begin to make room for the companionship we've longed for so long. What does it truly mean to start over? To find real love and companionship without falling into the same traps? We will explore how the choices we make in our relationships define who we become. Number 2. The fear of starting over. The fear of starting over is something that often weighs heavily on the hearts of those over 60. After decades spent in relationships, some fulfilling, others draining, the idea of starting fresh can seem like an insurmountable challenge. It's not just about the fear of being alone, but the deeper, more pervasive fear of whether it's even possible to find a true companion at this stage of life without compromise. For many, the idea of love after 60 may feel foreign. We've lived through years of change, of loss, and of letting go. There's a certain comfort in knowing what to expect from a long-term relationship, even if that relationship has become less than ideal. We might think that the best years of companionship are behind us, or that we are too set in our ways to ever truly connect with someone again. The fear of starting over is often rooted in the thought that maybe we're too old for a new beginning, that maybe love in its truest form requires compromise, sacrificing pieces of ourselves to make it work. But here's the thing, real love doesn't ask you to give up who you are. The fear of starting over is often tied to the belief that to find companionship again, we must bend, adjust, and lose parts of ourselves. However, true companionship at any age is about finding someone who sees you, who values you for exactly who you are. It's about discovering that love can be built on mutual respect, understanding, and shared experiences, without the need to compromise who you've become. Starting over doesn't mean erasing the past. It means embracing the possibility of a future where you can be yourself fully and unapologetically, and still find someone who appreciates and complements your journey. The real question isn't whether you're ready to start over. It's whether you're ready to stop settling for less than you deserve. Have you ever felt that fear of starting over, thinking it's too late for a fresh beginning? If so, I'd love to hear your thoughts. How do you approach the idea of love and companionship later in life? Drop a comment below and share your experience. And with that realization, the fear of starting over begins to fade, leaving room for the kind of love you've always wanted, but never thought possible. Number 3, redefining companionship. As we grow older, the concept of companionship evolves. What once might have been about romantic gestures, shared experiences, and daily routines transforms into something deeper and more meaningful. A connection that doesn't require constant effort to maintain, but flourishes in mutual respect and understanding. After 60, companionship is no longer defined by societal expectations or the pressure to fit in with others' definitions of love. Instead, it's about finding someone who respects your individuality, supports your journey, and values the quiet moments just as much as the grand gestures. Redefining companionship at this stage of life means letting go of old ideals that no longer serve us. For so many, the earlier years were filled with compromises, giving up parts of themselves to keep the peace, to meet the needs of others, to live up to the expectations placed on them. But now, the focus shifts. It's about seeking out someone who complements you without asking you to change who you are at your core. It's about sharing a life where both partners feel free to be themselves, yet still come together in a way that is emotionally fulfilling. Companionship after 60 is no longer about settling or maintaining a relationship out of obligation. It's about finding someone who is willing to walk beside you as equals, sharing not just your joys, but also your burdens, someone who sees you for all that you are and all that you have become. It's not about perfection. It's about connection. True companionship doesn't come from meeting expectations, but from understanding and embracing each other's unique journey. It's time to redefine what it means to share a life with someone, not through compromise, but through mutual growth, respect, and love. And as we begin to embrace this new, more authentic form of companionship, we start to realize that the journey doesn't end with finding someone who truly understands us. There's more to the story. It's about learning how to nurture that bond, to let it grow in a way that feels natural and fulfilling for both partners. But how do we cultivate this kind of deep, meaningful connection? We move the next step in this journey, creating a relationship that not only honors who we are, but also allows us to flourish together. Number 4, boundaries are beautiful. As we redefine companionship in our later years, one of the most important lessons we learn is the power of boundaries. At any age, healthy boundaries are essential. But after 60, they become especially crucial. For so long, many of us have spent our lives bending to the needs of others in relationships, family dynamics, and friendships. We've often sacrificed our own comfort, desires, and even our identity simply to maintain peace or fulfill the expectations placed upon us. But as we grow older, we come to realize that boundaries are not walls that separate us from others. They are the lines that protect our peace, our individuality, and our emotional well-being. Establishing boundaries in a relationship isn't about pushing others away. It's about creating a space where both partners can feel safe, respected, and valued for who they truly are. It's about saying, I am worthy of respect, of time, of understanding, and allowing your partner to do the same. Boundaries teach us that love doesn't require us to lose ourselves in another person. Instead, it allows us to come together as two whole individuals, each with our own needs, desires, and limits, yet united in the shared commitment to respect and care for one another. The beauty of boundaries lies in their ability to bring clarity, trust, and mutual respect to a relationship. They help us navigate difficult conversations and create space for vulnerability without fear of judgment. When we set clear boundaries, we not only protect ourselves, but also strengthen the foundation of the relationship, ensuring that both partners can grow together without compromising their sense of self. Setting boundaries is not a sign of weakness or selfishness. It is, in fact, a powerful affirmation of self-worth and respect. As we continue to embrace this new way of love after 60, we must remember that boundaries are not barriers. They are beautiful reminders that we deserve love that honors who we are, not who we are expected to be. If you found the idea of setting boundaries empowering, give this video a like and share your thoughts in the comments. It's a vital step toward healthier, more fulfilling relationships, especially later in life. Now that we've seen how boundaries can strengthen love, let's explore the next key ingredient in finding true companionship: how mutual respect and understanding pave the way for a lasting connection. Number 5. Emotional intimacy over labels. After 60, we begin to understand that true connection doesn't come from titles or labels, but from the deep emotional intimacy that we share with another person. For much of our lives, we've been conditioned to define relationships by their labels: husband, wife, partner, girlfriend, or boyfriend. These titles often carry societal expectations that can put pressure on a relationship, pushing us to live up to a definition that doesn't always fit who we are or what we need. As we get older, we start to realize that the most meaningful connections aren't defined by what we call each other, but by the emotional closeness and understanding we build over time. It's about the quiet moments of vulnerability shared between two people who trust each other enough to let down their walls, the late-night conversations that reveal the deepest parts of our hearts, and the sense of comfort that comes from being truly seen and heard. Emotional intimacy is the foundation of a relationship that doesn't rely on expectations or external definitions. It's about knowing that you are loved for who you are, without needing to fit into a specific mold. This shift in perspective frees us from the constraints of traditional relationship labels. Instead of worrying about what we call the relationship or whether we're meeting someone else's idea of love, we focus on building something real and lasting, a connection based on respect, honesty, and emotional depth. In this space, love can be fluid, adaptable, and above all, genuine. Emotional intimacy teaches us that it's not about the titles we carry, but the way we make each other feel seen, understood, and valued. As we navigate love and companionship after 60, we begin to realize that the deepest connections don't need labels. They need trust, respect, and the willingness to be vulnerable with one another. As we've explored today, love and companionship after 60 don't need to follow the same rules we lived by in our younger years. The labels, the expectations, the compromises, they no longer define us. Instead, it's about building connections that honor who we are, embracing emotional intimacy, setting healthy boundaries, and finding a love that doesn't demand change, but fosters mutual growth. Starting over may feel daunting, but it's also an opportunity to rediscover ourselves and experience love in a more authentic way. The beauty of companionship after 60 is that it doesn't require us to shrink, to sacrifice, or to settle for less than we deserve. It's about finding someone who sees us for exactly who we are and loves us not in spite of our complexities, but because of them. If this video resonated with you, I invite you to like, share, and subscribe for more conversations on love, life, and companionship after 60. Let's continue this journey together. And remember, it's never too late to start a new chapter. And I'm Vernon. Thanks for watching my video till now, and see you next time.